I am Professor and Head, Bhavan Science College ex-professor, and Devendra Nath Sannyasi, Associate Professor, KS School of Business Management, Gujarat University. Today we'll speak on matrix space. Friday, September 23rd, is the 103rd birthday of Professor A.R. Rao, and first after his departure from the earth, जिनके श्वास श्वास में, धड़कन धड़कन में, उठते बैठते सोते जागते 102 साल से ज़्यादा समय तक भूमिति बहती रही, and whose work constitutes a treasure house from which many gems came out every now and then. ऐसे राव साहब को ये मैट्रिक्स स्पेस का व्याख्यान हम समर्पित करते हैं. Mathematics is a meritocracy, and Professor Rao was the living truth of it. गणित उनकी इबादत थी. Throughout his life and wherever his chetna soul is living, he must be breathing maths, living maths, dreaming maths, pulsating and vibrating maths. As far as geometry is concerned, there is no parallel to him, and he is still one of the greatest problem solvers in geometry in India and abroad. Metric space lie at the heart of modern analysis, relativity, geometry, topology, and functional analysis. Mathematics is the search for the beautiful, and a firm grasp of the ideas involved in the theory of matrix spaces depends on one's capacity to see these spaces with mind's eye or the third eye. Matrix space is a great, developed, and advanced nation in the world of mathematics, which has application not only in mathematics and sciences but also in real life. A close outward spiral, infinite television antenna, Hawaiian earrings, many fashionable gold and silver ornaments, Geno's maze, a topologist sine circle, a unit circle S1 in the plane, the unit interval close interval 0, 1, a trefoil note, a trefoil net, a trefoil note in RQ, the perimeter of a square, the unit disk are all amazing metrics. Small things matter much. In all mathematics discussion, the main hero is R, the set of reals. We are familiar with the distance concept between 2 points in R. Given 2 points x and y, the distance between these two, x and y, in R it is modulus x minus y, absolute value between in the difference between x and y, or it is called modulus x minus y, which is we denote by dxy, distance between x and y. Familiar properties we know. Now we formally define matrix space. Matrix means, it comes from the word meter. Meter means to measure. Let us define formally the matrix space. Let X a non-empty set and a function f from x cross x to R, where x y, and this function f we denote by d. So, x y going to dxy, satisfying the following properties or axioms. 1, dxy is greater than or equal to 0 for all x y belongs to x, and dxy is 0 if and only if x equal to y. This property dxy greater than or equal to 0 is called non-negative property, and both together is called positive definiteness. Positive definiteness. Positive definiteness. Second, so the distance is always non-negative and it is 0 if and only if two points are identical. Then second property is symmetry, that is distance between x and y. The distance between x and y is same as distance between y and x for all x y belongs to x. And third is triangle inequality. Let us say triangle inequality. Triangle inequality. dxy is less than or equal to dxz plus dzy for all x, y, z belongs to x. So, for example, here you see x, y, z are 3 points of a non-trivial triangles. Then dxy is the distance from x to y, that is less than or equal to distance from x to z, that is dxz, plus distance from z to y, that is dzy, that we have shown. So, here it is strictly less than, but if it is trivial triangle like this, then here x, z, y, they are collinear. In that case, distance between x and y, distance between x and y is the sum of distance from x to z, that is dxz, plus distance from z to y, that is dzy. So, we have here dxy equal to dxz plus dzy, and that is how this inequality is called triangle inequality. And because of it is related with triangle, that is why it is called triangle inequality. Whenever this three properties are satisfied, we call D a metric on X, and the pair, order pair XD is called the metric space. Metric space. And if there is no confusion, we will simply say X is a metric space. X is a metric space. D is called a distance functions also, or metric. In one here, in one, this property okay, non-negativity, and dxy 0 implies x equal to y, that we remove, and we simply say whenever x equal to y, dxy equal to 0, and symmetry and triangle equality, then it is called pseudo metric on X, pseudo metric on X. The elements of metric spaces are called points. Let us take simple examples. The first example is, we take R, the set of reals, and dxy. So, d is a function from R to R, to R, and here xy going to dxy, and dxy is modulus x minus y for all xy belongs to R. Then one can easily check that all the three properties are satisfied, and so R with usual D, that is modulus absolute value, is a matrix space. Now we can generalize this concept and we take x as r raised to n, x equal to r raised to n. R raised to n is a set of all x which has n coordinates x1, x2, xn belongs to r raised to n, where xi belongs to R for all I 1 to n. And we define the distance functions on that, that is r raised to n cross r raised to n to R, and this goes xy going to dxy defined as square root of sigma I 1 to n xi minus yi whole square. One can check easily that all the three properties are satisfied, and so R and D is also matrix space. Of course, here we need the well known inequality called Minkowski's inequality, which states, Minkowski's inequality states that the norm x plus y is less than or equal to norm x plus norm y for all xy belongs to x. Here x is r raised to n. This property where norm x is defined as square root of sigma xi square I 1 to n, and x is x1, x2, so on xn, this way belonging to r raised to n. And to prove this we need another well known inequality called Cauchy-Schwarz inequality. Cauchy-Schwarz inequality, well known inequality, and that says that modulus of inner product of x and y, one can take this as dot product x and y, is less than or equal to norm x plus norm y, where x and y, x is x1, x2, xn, y is y1, y2, yn, they are points of r raised to n. Another, still we can generalize this concept. Here each point has n coordinates. Now we take infinite number of coordinates. So we take x as L2, which is defined as set of all sequences x1, x2, xn, so on. So it's an infinite sequence that that belongs to R omega, because it's an infinite sequence, and the distance between x and y is defined as norm x minus y, that is same as square root of sigma I 1 to n xi minus yi whole square, and this belongs to R. Here, with that understanding that whenever you take sequence, that sequence sigma xi square I 1 to infinity must be convergent. So is convergent. So here x with this sigma xi square I 1 to infinity is convergent, and similarly y, that is sigma yi square, that should be conversion. Then you have again dxy is norm x minus y, and then x, that is L square d, where distance between x and y is norm x minus y, defined as this is a matrix space. This is also a matrix space. Now, instead of real numbers, you can take complex numbers. C, that is set of all order pair x y, which we call x plus I y, where x y belongs to R and I is square root of minus 1. Now, in that case, these are called set of complex numbers. Complex numbers, and we define d, distance between, we call this z. So, distance between two complex number z1 and z2 defined as norm z1 minus z2 or even modulus z1 minus z2, that is defined as x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square, where here z1 here z1 is x1 y1, z2 is x2 y2, both are complex numbers. So, here difference of x coordinate square plus difference of y coordinate square root of that is the distance between two complex numbers z1 and z2. Now, in the complex plane, if you take any 2 points, then this is z1, this is z2, that is the distance between z1 and z2. This is a complex plane, this is a real line and this is imaginary line. So, here again C D is a matrix space. Then we define a subspace of a matrix space. So, let Y subset of X and XD is a given matrix space. Now, we define a restriction on Y, we denote by dy or d restricted to Y, that is from Y cross Y to R, and the distance between X and Y is same as dxy for all xy belongs to y, where points of y are points of x and xd is a matrix space. So, then in that case y dy is also a matrix space. Here dy is inherited, this matrix dy is inherited from the matrix D of x. That is why dy is called a subspace matrix and y dy is called a subspace matrix space of the matrix space xd. In short, y is a subspace of x and x is called a mother matrix space for y. Now, let us take another example. Now, given a matrix space xd, so xd is a matrix space and we define another function d bar from x cross x to R, defined as d bar xy equal to, so we define this d bar xy as minimum of distance between x and y. This is given, so dxy is defined and 1. So, then X D bar is a matrix space. Now here it cannot cross 1, so this D bar xy is always less than or equal to xy for all xy belongs to X. So it is a bounded matrix space. So given any matrix space, bounded or unbounded, you can always find a bounded matrix out of that. Let us take another new bounded matrix generated from the given matrix space XD. So XD is a matrix space given, and now I define another matrix D3, we call D3xy, and we define this as dxy 1 plus dxy for all xy belongs to X, and then X D3 is also a matrix space, and if time permits we will give the proof of this after he talks. Another two matrix that we need, one is I call D1, X is a non-empty set, and D1 from X cross X to R, and we define D1 xy. Let us take X equal to R raised to n, then distance between X and Y we define as sigma I1 to n modulus xi minus yi, I varies from 1 to n. Then R raised to n D1 is a matrix space. Another matrix we define, that is called, now this here here we find a distance. Let us take n equal to 2, n can be 1, 2, 3, 4, anything. So we take n equal to 2, so we take r square. Now here in r square 2 points p and q, x and y are, where x is x1 x2, y is y1 y2. Now distance between p and q in D1 is defined as distance here, difference of x coordinates, so y1 minus x1, and here distance, this vertical line segment, and his is horizontal line segment, so y2 minus x2. So modulus will be here simply y1 minus x1, here modulus will be y2 minus x2. So the distance from p to q is sum of the length of horizontal strip and vertical line segment. Another thing, another matrix is D infinity, that is called square matrix. This is also called taxicab matrix on R square or R raised to n in general, taxicab matrix. Now another matrix is square matrix on R raised to n cross R raised to n to R, and we define D infinity xy as maximum of xi minus yi, I varies from 1 to n, and this R raised to n D infinity is again a matrix space. This D infinity is called square matrix on R raised to n, or sup matrix on R raised to n, or supremum matrix on R raised to n. Now I request Professor Devendranath to continue this. If time permits, we will give the proof of.
As already talked by Professor V.R. Trivedi, matrix spaces have already been defined, and he has discussed so many structures on matrix spaces. I'll continue with the same, and I'll discuss a few examples that I have with me right now at the moment, and will understand how matrix spaces are useful in generating topology. We'll discuss this a little bit later, that a matrix actually gives rise to a topology. But before that, there are some nice problems that we need to analyze. Uh, Metric, we all understand that it is actually essential to give rise to distance concept in an arbitrary set, right? And so that means given any particular set may have different types of elements, may not have some similar kind of property, but still we can define some suitable metric on that particular set. As already we have seen different types of metric structures, I am going to focus on open sets and open balls. But before that, let me point out one very important aspect about metric spaces, that given any arbitrary structure, there was a need to define the concept, distance concept, an arbitrary distance concept in an arbitrary set. And so we had a formal definition about metric spaces, metric, and using that metric, a particular metric that is called discrete metric, which is defined on any non-empty set X, such that d from x cross x to r such that dxy is 1 if the points x and y are different, otherwise we take it to be 0. Using this particular metric, it can be easily checked that this is a metric, and using this metric, the collection xd becomes a metric space, and this particular metric space we say a discrete metric space.
3-4 points का करता है.
So suppose if my set X, for example, my set X is a set of 3 elements 1, 2, 3, and I want to talk about a discrete structure on this one, this set. So if I define it in this manner, that means distance between 1 and 2 would be 1. Similarly, distance between 1 and 3 will also be 1. Distance between any two pairs where x and y are different, any two pairs where x and y are different will be 1, and if you take the same points, obviously the distance must be 0 as per the definition, which satisfies here also. Now let me straight away go to open sets and open sets and open balls. Let us take a formal definition of open sets. So I am defining an open set. We have two definitions here, open set and open ball. Formally, let me define open ball. We have some metric space xd. D is a metric, x is a non-empty set. Let us take small x from this capital X set. Then in that case, for some radius r, we can define open ball centered at x with radius r positive, to be the collection of all those elements y from x such that the distance between x and y is at the most r. So using this particular definition, this particular set, we call it as open ball. This is called open ball centered at x with radius r greater than 0. So now let us take a look at a few examples from real life. Let us take x to be the real line r. In that case, ball B centered at, for example, origin, so that means 0, and say radius 1 would obviously mean the collection of all those y belonging to r such that distance between origin and y is less than 1. Now this, if you see properly in R, the metric that we are talking about in this particular ball, the earlier ball, D is nothing but the modulus metric x minus y. So therefore here if you see the definition of bx1, it would obviously mean 0 minus y wait, all y in R such that 0 minus y is less than 1, which would mean all real numbers for which mod y is less than 1. If you see the picture, this is a center 0 with radius 1. So, suppose this is 1, in that case this would be minus 1, and we are taking modulus y less than 1, and that means we are taking open interval minus 1 to 1. Now, this particular open interval minus 1 to 1, we call this as open ball centered at 0 with radius 1 in box in modulus metric in R. Similarly, we can change the space X. We can take R2. In that case, again similar kind of things can be done. We can take origin, that is 0 0. Let me denote it by theta. Theta means origin. Let me consider theta as the origin and theta as the center of the ball, again with the radius 1. In that case, this is the origin, x axis, y axis, theta. Let me consider this scale to be 1. So, in that case, I get a circle, a unit circle centered at origin and with radius 1. This particular unit circle, all points inside this, boundary is not included, that is nothing but the open ball centered at origin with radius 1. Similar things can be carried on for R3, R4 and so on, Rn. And in R3 we can see that with the same definition, the open ball turns out to be actually a ball. A ball, that means simple football or volleyball, whatever, centered at origin 0 0 0 and radius 1. So, that is an open ball in R3. Now, similarly, we can talk about some other kind of metric. This metric that we have just seen is nothing but the Euclidean metric, in which we have seen open ball. Now, similarly, we can talk about metric D1, which Professor V.R. Trivedi has just defined a few minutes ago. He also gave a name to it as taxicab metric. So, according to that metric, we have a picture with us. According to that metric, look at this particular picture. It looks like a rhombus. Here, this point I consider as theta, and this size as 1. In that case, this is nothing but a ball, open ball, centered at theta with radius 1 under taxicab metric. Taxicab metric, a diamond shape. So, this is an open ball if the boundary is not included, and such an open ball is actually an open ball in D1 metric. Similarly, this is the picture when you change the metric. This is a usual circle centered at origin and radius 1 that we have just seen, and this is also an open set in D infinite metric. This is in D2 metric, that is Euclidean metric. This is in D1 metric. Likewise, when we change the metric, we get different types of open balls. Now, it's time to talk about open sets. Likewise, we can think of several types of open balls in different geometry, different